Following the releases of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 and Bendy in the Dark Revival, things were looking pretty bright for the indie horror scene. That is until Garten of BanBan released, and it sure is a game alright. Now this game is almost like a parody of the mascot horror genre, at least I hope that's what the developers were going for. I mean, they also made hit classics like Egghead Gumpty, so who knows what to expect. This game features some of the most absolute bottom-tier, low-effort character designs I've ever seen, with BanBan and his gang of friends here. Yeah. Anyways, speedrunners doing their speedrunner things have already beaten this game really quickly. So, with all that said, BanBan the like button down below. Let's see how runners have already been able to beat this entire epic experience in less than 3 minutes. After skipping some incredibly shallow lore here, time for this any % speedrun starts as soon as we're able to move here. And right off the bat, we have to grab this blue keycard off the front desk here, and then use it on this panel to open up the adjacent door. Once open, we have to grab this remote for the drone beside it, but oop, looks like we need 2 batteries to power it on. So we make our way across the foyer to get to this cafeteria area where we have to find a battery on this table here, and then another one over here. Now right here is where we do our first reset of the game. If you've watched some of my other speedrun videos, you'll be no stranger to this, but if you're unfamiliar with it, for speedrunning this game, much like many others, time is only counted when actually playing in-game. And because of this, speedrunners often try to exploit autosaves whenever possible. To exemplify this here, if you reset the game right after getting the second battery, the time essentially pauses until you're back in the game. And with the game's autosave, we already have the drone ready for us in the main room here. Without this, you'd have to waste several seconds for the drone to slowly make its way to the middle here before you can actually use it. This autosave abuse gets used quite a lot in these speedruns to save some time, so we'll see them a bunch going forward. Anyways, back to the run. With the quadcopter drone now at our disposal, we can use it to hit these big red buttons that are found around the kindergarten here, because reasons. So after aiming at Jumbo Josh's head here, yes, that's really his name, to quickly target the first button, we can hit the second one back here to open up the next door. Then after getting a quick glimpse at Opila Bird here, who shirks away as we approach, haven't seen that one before, we can relocate the drone to the next room here. Now you have to make sure that you're far enough down this hallway before respawning the drone into this room, as otherwise the drone will just respawn back in the foyer area, and then you have to waste a few seconds until you can try again. It is only a few seconds, but when the runs are only like 3 minutes long, every second counts here. Anyways, next up, although you can't normally get the drone to fly through this glass, if you stand far enough away in this hallway and set a target around here, the drone will actually break open the glass. Now, while it's doing that, we can activate this panel to turn on the lights here in Opila Bird's playground area. And here, we are tasked with finding 6 blue eggs hidden around the playground, and thankfully they're always found in the same spot, so there's no RNG elements for us to worry about. The first egg is found in this boat, there's one under this tree stump, one on this picnic table. Then to save some time, you'll want to summon the drone and target it on this button here. Unfortunately, it can't be pressed yet though, so as the drone is going towards it, you have to quickly zip on up to this playground structure and hit this panel hidden on the backside here. If done quickly enough, you can make your way back, grab the 4th egg on the railing here, and by the time you make your way back to the ground, pressing the button before causes this 5th egg to roll down the slide here. Now, with 5 eggs in hand, we can head over to Opila Bird here and start shoving them down her pie hole, and the 6th and final egg is found right beside her too. Once all 6 eggs are down the hatch, we'll have to do another game reset, and this lets us skip having to wait for this yellow keycard to slowly regurgitate out of her throat. And after loading back in and grabbing the keycard already waiting for us, we can take it and head on over to the room across the hall. With the glass already broken from before here, after activating this panel, we can easily send the drone to target the button here, and once that's pressed, this door will open to reveal a hammer for us to grab. Now here, you can also reset the game right after getting the hammer to be able to load into a previous autosave back at the playground to save a little bit of time. It's incredibly precise, and it only saves like 3 to 4 seconds, so personally, I don't think it's worth the risk. And now that we have the hammer, we can take apart these planks back at the playground here to get to the next room, where we immediately turn the corner here to activate this button before doing yet another reset. Now resetting here allows us to skip having to wait for the chairlift here to slowly, and I mean slowly, make its way down. Anyways, once on the chairlift, we press the button here to start moving across this comically large pit of death here that totally makes sense to have at a kindergarten. Once across, we have a high IQ puzzle here that'll really strain our big brains. We have to, get this, match the colors of the buttons with the colors of each character. Truly revolutionary stuff. Anyways, once that's done, next is probably the most important speedrun trick of the run. Basically the same as the trick I mentioned before with the hammer. If you do a frame-perfect reset of the game right after picking up the keycard here, you will close the game before the next autosave is actually completed. So when you load back in, you'll still be back on the other side of this pit. And this trick not only saves a whole bunch of time, as otherwise you have to wait for Opila to ride across before you can hit the button to run back after that, and that takes a whole bunch of time, but this also saves Opila from a small tumble, so that's kinda nice too, I guess. And now for the final stretch. We race back to the main hallway, open up this door, respawn the drone, hit this panel under the desk to activate the red button here, target it with the drone to make this panel usable, and then we just wait for about half a minute for the secret elevator to arrive. It takes a while to arrive, but you can play around with the wonky physics of the chairs here, and also peep the boarding pass here, which may or may not have some lore significance. Do you care? I don't. So after the lift arrives and the gates swing open, we can rush over to hit the panel, and that is time for this speedrun. This elevator looks really stable and safe. I sure hope nothing bad happens. Oh hey, Jumbo Josh. Ooh, scary. So with these exploits, several runners have already been able to bring the time to less than 3 minutes to beat the game, with the current world record holder as I make this video being Danger1451 with an adjusted time of just over 2 minutes and 57 seconds. And although not quite as quick, even I was able to beat it in under 4 minutes, putting me around 20th place in the world. And I know some people hold up their nose at speedrun stuff like timer pauses and autosave abuse, so if you were curious, even without the autosaves, if you know what you're doing, you can still beat the game really fast. Even I was able to beat it in just over 5 minutes with ease. Have we reached the bottom of the indie horror barrel? Who knows, maybe the sequel will be a surprise banger, but as it is, the game kinda just feels like a quick way to piggyback off the genre, so let's just say it's a good thing that this game is free. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of my other speedruns, and be sure to subscribe to find your way back here in the future. And as always, thank you all so much for stopping by today, and I will see you in a bit.